Today is October 10, 2025. Many political watchers fear that Donald Trump and his advisor Stephen Miller are waiting for what's called a Reichstag Fire moment. The phrase refers to an event in Germany in 1933 when the Reichstag, the German parliament building, burned down. Adolf Hitler used that fire as an excuse to declare a national emergency, suspend civil liberties, and crush all political opposition. It gave him the full power to rule without limits. When people today warn about a Reichstag fire moment, they are afraid that Trump is waiting for a crisis, or might even create one, to do something similar in the United States today. The fear is not about fire, but about a moment of chaos that can be used to justify extraordinary power. It could be a riot, it could be a terrorist attack, or a clash between protesters and armed troops. If such a moment happens, Trump and Stephen Miller could claim that the nation is under threat and that normal democratic processes must be suspended to, quote, restore order. They could use that excuse to arrest opponents, censor the media, or shut down organizations that criticize the administration, including my writing and this podcast. Once power is seized that way, it's rarely returned. Right now, the deployment of National Guard troops in Chicago is setting the stage for that possibility. Federalized under Trump's control, the Guard has joined ICE and Homeland Security agents on city streets, supposedly to stop illegal immigration and restore law and order. Those are their words, not mine. But this show of force is doing more than policing. It is raising tensions. It is daring protesters, activists, and ordinary residents to respond. Now, if violence breaks out in a certain way, the administration could point to it as proof that America is in crisis, and then claim that more drastic measures are needed. Stephen Miller has long spoken about using federal power to reassert control, those are his words, over cities he describes as lawless. Trump has talked about sending troops to liberal strongholds that defy him. Together, they have built a narrative that paints entire cities, especially Chicago, as enemies of the state. That framing is dangerous because it makes it easier to justify violence against fellow Americans. It turns a city full of people, families, workers, immigrants, into a symbol of rebellion that has to be crushed. Now, if a clash occurs, Trump could declare a national emergency. He could use emergency powers to detain journalists, stop protests, or take over local law enforcement. And this has actually happened in American history. The groundwork for this is already being laid with propaganda that claims Chicago is, quote, out of control and run by criminals. By spreading that message, the administration is trying to make the public believe that the use of overwhelming force would be justified. That is what people mean when they warn about a Reichstag fire moment. It is not only the act of seizing power, but the careful preparation for it, the creating of fear, the labeling of enemies, and the deployment of armed forces to provoke conflict. The presence of National Guard troops in Chicago is not just a show of strength, it's a political signal. It tells the nation that dissent can be met with military force, and it tests how much the public will tolerate. History shows that democracies often end not with a single violent act, but with citizens slowly becoming used to government control in the name of safety. The fire in Germany did not destroy democracy by itself. The reaction to it did. That is why people are afraid now. They see the same pattern repeating, the building of fear, the demonizing of enemies, the promise of order through force, and they know where that road leads.